Lexington author Cynthia Ellingson has just released her third novel.
That's right. She'll be signing copies of Lighthouse Keeper this Saturday, and she joins us with more on her latest book. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
This has got to be exciting for you, the third novel.
It's so exciting. Lucky number 3.
Yeah. How did you get started?
Oh gosh, I was, you know, I was too scared to be a writer, so I thought I'd be an actress instead.
Okay.
And so I moved out to Los Angeles. And while I was waiting for auditions to happen, I would kind of sit alone in my room and just write. And my roommate caught me and she said, let's write a screenplay together. And I said, okay, you know, let's try that. And then it actually got optioned and we got to go to pitch meetings and do all that. And I thought, okay, maybe I should try this writing thing. And then I moved here to marry my husband. And I didn't know anybody, didn't have any friends. And so I said, oh, I guess I'll sit down and try and write a book. And so that became my first book.
Okay.
So this is the third.
This is the third.
Is it part of a series? It is a standalone? What is it?
It's a standalone. It is a little different. The first two were contemporary women's fiction, and they were primarily romance and family relationships. And this one, it has more of a mystery in it. It's about a woman. She goes to her hometown in an imaginary place in northern Michigan, and she buys a lighthouse at government auction, and she fixes it up for resale, but it's actually attached to an old family mystery. Her great-grandfather was a ship captain, and he was accused of stealing silver from this big shipwreck that happened. And so she, while she's in town, she defends her grandfather's name and kind of gets to the bottom of this mystery.
Wow. How did you, I mean, was this like a dream sequence that you had and you woke up in the middle of the night and you were scribbling notes? I mean, how do you even start getting the idea for these?
I don't know. I really loved writing the contemporary women's fiction, you know, traditional romance and family relationships in the first two books, but I wanted to do something different, and I couldn't let go of the idea of, I was obsessed with treasure hunting. I've never owned a, what's that thing called? Metal detector? Oh yeah, but I've always wanted one. And so, you know, I thought, okay, let's do a treasure story, but I didn't really think that that could become a book that would fit within the genre that I write. And then I don't know, I started looking at old pictures and researching lighthouses and shipwrecks and all that, and then the story just kind of started to happen. Yeah.
And as it evolves, do you have the ending first, or do you try to figure it out? How do you come up with that?
You know, I don't know. It's kind of everything.
Just happens.
It just happens. It kind of starts to come. Yeah. Some people plot when they write, and I tend to just write, yeah, and see what happens, and then somehow 3/4 of the way through it starts to come together, and
that's a gift.
Yeah, and that's well, thank you.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of fun, is what it is.
I'm so glad you knew that it was metal detector, because I was thinking CNI dog, but I'm glad you got it right.
Bless his heart.
So now again, if you want to learn more about the book, where can they purchase?
They can purchase it at Joseph Beth's, online, Barnes & Noble's, Amazon.
But you're going to be at?
But I'm going to be at Joseph Beth's this Saturday at noon doing a signing.
There you go.
And we're going to talk about brass bands coming up next as we continue with LEX18 News at 12:30.
Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Looking forward to reading that.
Wake up.